Hello, my sweet summer children. I'm back with the juice to get you through the long night. If you missed the live stream after show on our channel that we did immediately following episode 6, you might want to check that out. I was like, I was so let down with episode 6 of Red Tide. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, I was not feeling it. Like, there were just so many plot holes that seemed to be just left open. But I think that may have been for a reason. Like, I'm hoping it was for a reason. And I'm gonna talk about that in this video. So let's get into the juice. So it definitely seems that when Ursula and Alma went to the chemist's house in episode 5, they were able to strike a deal with the chemist. So when episode 6 started, Eli was with Belle, Austin, and the chemist. Harry had decided to stop taking the pills. The whole exchange between Ursula and Harry was very much vibes, very much Romeo and Juliet. Like, Romeo and Juliet was mentioned and all the Macbeth vibes were there. So shout out to my last AHS video. And also shout out to you guys for all the love you showed me on that video. So Harry and Alma pulled up on Bellingham and shit went down. Alma killed her daddy. Then we fast forward from Provincetown to LA 3 months later. Now, there are some open threads that were left by this story. There was this whole dramatized scene of Karen painting, this painting right after she killed Mickey and before she went into the ocean. This painting was heavily focused on. Then she was shown in the trailer for this episode, but then nothing came of it. Where is this painting? What was this painting? Where is Karen? Did she die? What was the point of the painting if we're not gonna see it?
What was the reason? What was the reason?
Also, where is Doris? Is Doris just wandering Provincetown? Do we get any closure in Provincetown at all? What's the point of bringing in this state police officer and finding the sheriff's body? So at first I was maybe all of this was a plot device to get the chemist to work with Ursula, but it seemed that the chemist already agreed to work with Ursula before the state police came to the neighborhood association from hell meeting, asking questions. All that seemed to, I don't know, it just all seems half-baked, to be honest. So another plot hole, gaping wide plot hole, is where is Alma? What happened to her after she killed her competition? Where is Ursula? What happened to both of them? Because at the end of the episode, we see the chemist leave with only herself and Eli, talking about she's gonna make another pill, maybe one that will give him immortality. But we don't know what happened to Alma, we don't know what happened to Ursula, and Billy Lord's character, Lark, girl, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. And when did Alma get her teeth filed down? Who even is this mysterious chemist? What are these pills? There are so many questions and open threads. But anyway, so I started to think, and plot holes are not uncommon in American Horror Story, but this is too many. And with the title double feature and with 4 episodes left in season 10, I think we might be getting some answers to a lot of this shit in part 2. Or some of these blanks might be filled in. So there are a few things that I want to touch on. I feel like Red Tide and Death Valley are telling the same story. So when you look at the previews for the next episode, it's the 50s and 60s, but it's also modern times. So we have the chemist driving off from LA with the baby. Maybe she's driving to Death Valley, which isn't far from LA. So I think we may be on the same timeline. We may be working in the same timeline. So where Death Valley could pick up right where Red Tide left off. Let's look at this. Let's look at what's going down in LA. So we have this large scale disaster. It's a disaster. And that kind of shit is going to bring in military and government agencies. They're going to want to come in and get control of this situation. They're going to want to find out what the fuck is going on. They're also going to want to do an investigation. And during this investigation, it could lead them back to Provincetown. The pattern of people getting blood sucked out of their necks and all this shit could lead them back to Provincetown, where we could get the answers that we are craving. So what do we know? So we know that the aliens are involved. We know that President Eisenhower is involved. So in the real world that we live in, there are theories that all stem around this mysterious night in Palm Springs and what President Eisenhower was doing. So on February 20th in 1954, it is alleged that President Eisenhower interrupted his Palm Springs vacation in the middle of the night and went to an Air Force base to meet with 2 aliens. There is also reports that he actually did not go meet aliens. He actually went to a dentist because he chipped his tooth. The Associated Press that night actually reported that he died of a heart attack, but he didn't. It's crazy. It's crazy, like, if you go open that can of worms and read into that. But because of all the craziness surrounding this night, it has caused many people to speculate on what actually went down, leaving some to believe that he met with 2 aliens that they called Nordics. They called them the Nordics because they kind of like resembled Scandinavian people. But they spoke telepathically, allegedly, and the aliens allegedly agreed to share their superior technology and spiritual knowledge with the USA if the USA would get rid of all nuclear weapons, because the nuclear weapons had some kind of effect on space and time. So he basically told the Nordics to fuck off, no thanks. But then later that year, he met with another race of alien called the Greys, and he agreed to let the Greys capture Earthling cattle and humans for medical experiments, provided that they return the humans home safely. Since then, the Greys have allegedly captured millions of humans. So these are theories by like a college professor named Michael Sala. So they have some higher goal of like a global peace or whatever. But anyway, we see in the preview trailer that Eisenhower is talking to someone creepy. There are dead people everywhere. So we have aliens in the story one other time, and that is AHS Season 2 Asylum. And Asylum takes place in 1964, so that's 10 years after this season, and it would be 10 years after President Eisenhower met with said aliens and might have made a deal where he said, you know, you can take people and experiment on them as long as you return them back home, which is basically what we see happen in Asylum. Like they take humans, experiment on them, and return them. Another thing that made me think about Asylum was actually during this episode, when Alma is going for her position as first chair with her little violin or whatever, she's talking to a dude, and the dude calls her the bearded lady. He says, "You're the bearded lady, you're a freak show." This made me think of Freak Show. It made me think about Pepper. Pepper's backstory, she started at the Freak Show and then went to the asylum, and how the aliens gave her like intelligence or talked through her or whatever. So Freak Show takes place in the 50s as well. In Florida. So Freak Show actually takes place in 1952. So that's 2 years before this 1954 meeting, or all of this could be going on at the same time. So maybe they will connect some of the seasons together with these last 4 episodes. I don't know how they would do it because it's only 4 episodes. We also have some interesting things going on, like Amelia Earhart is going to be in this episode. So Bermuda Triangle, Unexplained, all of that shit. So what I believe is going to happen is we are going to see the events that led to the creation of the Muse pill. We are going to see the government was behind it, of course. And I think it's going to lead right up to this disaster that is going on right now in LA and merge the 2 seasons together. I just feel there is no way Alma's story ends like that. There is just no way. Like, we need to know what happens with her. I think the investigations and cover-ups into what's going down might lead us back to Provincetown in the last episode of the season. But I do think we will see that it was alien technology or alien DNA or something out of this world that created those pills. I'm very interested to see where this story is going. I hope it gets better because I was really let down. But what do you guys think? What did you think of the episode, and what do you think is gonna happen? As always, thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone that supports me on Patreon. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and join the Sweet Summer family. Also, don't forget to tune in Wednesday night on my channel right after the episode for the live after show of American Horror Story. Okay. my sweet summer children. Have a good day.